Well, hello and happy Lughnasadh to all. Welcome to my Lughnasadh video ritual. Today we are going to take some time for ourselves out of our busy lives to welcome and acknowledge this turn of the seasons. We're going to do a short guided meditation just to ground us. Don't worry, I'm going to be doing it right along with you. And then today we're going to do some journaling, but we're going to do it a little bit differently from how I've done it in the past. Today we are going to be using the Seasons of the Witch Lughnasadh deck. They call it the Lughnasadh deck. I call it this holiday Lughnasadh to honor my Celtic and pagan roots. And we are going to consult the cards today to give us some journaling questions. So we're going to be kind of finding out what those journaling questions are on the spot today together. I think that that's going to give us an opportunity to really tap into our intuition. But again, don't worry, I'm going to be doing all the work. So all you have to do is find a quiet, private space where you can have some peace and be not disturbed for maybe about 20 minutes or so, and find your journal. Light some candles if you would like. Grab yourself a delicious, nurturing beverage, whether that's a cup of tea or a glass of wine. No judgment here. Do what's healthy and what feels good for you and your body. And once you're ready, once you've got your space, your journal, once you've set it up and set aside this space as your sacred time for caring for yourself, then let's go ahead and get started. Actually, I am going to do one last thing and turn off my phone because, again, we do not want to be disturbed. We want this time to be for ourselves. We want it to be peaceful and quiet. And also, I'm human. I forgot to turn off my phone before I started. No bullshit spiritual seeking here, y'all. We are in real life. Sometimes we get interrupted. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we forget to turn our phone off. But we're all here together to help each other and support each other. All right, now I'm ready. Are you ready? Go ahead and find the way that your body wants to be during this meditation and journaling time. I'm going to be sitting here in my studio on my couch. You can be lying down for your meditation if you want. You could even be standing and stretching if you want. Just make sure that your body feels nice and relaxed and comfortable and that your journal is within easy reach. I'm going to close my eyes. Feel free to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or if not, find a soft gaze, find something in the room that you can focus on just for the next few minutes as we settle in together. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to get nice and quiet. Maybe this is the first time today you've had a moment of quiet, a moment to yourself. We're going to settle into that. We're going to sink into that. Just be here. Just be with your body. Be with your breath. That's one of the ways we tune in to the present moment and tune out the world, is by noticing our breath coming into our body and notice it leaving our body. And as you're noticing that breath and focusing on that breath, try to see if you can make that inhale just a little bit longer. Take a little bit deeper breath in. And when you exhale, sigh it all out with a big sigh and release all of the air in your body. And if you're like me, maybe you need a little wiggle, a little shake, a little neck roll. As you sigh out any tension, any stress. And for the next few breaths, keep that elongated breath in nice and deep. And that big full sigh out. Another neck roll, maybe a little stretch if you need it. And with every deep inhale and big sigh, sink further and further into the ground beneath you. Relax more and more into the present moment. If you have thoughts that are coming in and distracting you, that is totally okay. Just acknowledge them. Hi, thought, I see you. I don't need you right now. I'm going to set you aside for a minute. I can always come back to you later, but right now I'm focusing on this present moment, right here. If you're like me, there's no truly quiet, silent spot to get away to. I live in the city, and so there are city sounds all around my studio, traffic, someone's doing construction next door. That's okay. I'm going to notice those sounds. I'm going to notice distracting thoughts, and I'm just going to say, okay, I hear you. I see you. And I'm going to come back to focusing on my body, on the ground beneath me, on my breath coming in and out, and being here in this present moment. When you're feeling nice and relaxed and settled in, you can let your breath return to its normal state. And if your eyes are closed, you can slowly blink them open and come back to the room, come back to the space that you're in. And when you're ready, go ahead and grab your journal. And while you're doing that, I'm going to reach for our cards. I have not pulled cards ahead of time. I have not written journal questions for this ritual today. I have thought this would be a really lovely way to access all of our intuition and our intuitive knowing together. If we just see what the cards have to say and what they inspire in us. So we're going to see what the cards want us to think about today. And this is also kind of showing you a way that you can use your oracle cards or your tarot cards. If you are looking for new ways to use them, or if oracle cards or tarot cards are new to you and you're looking for a way to get started, this is a great way to use them. By pulling them, seeing what they say to you, what they inspire in you, what they make you feel, and then responding to those feelings and those responses that you're having in writing in your journal. All right, let's see what the first card for us today is. This one says wheat and grains, and I'll give you a moment to just take a glance at this card, because I like to say that whatever jumps out at you first, whatever you notice first, is the thread you should follow. It can be a feeling. This card can evoke a certain feeling in you. Maybe you notice a color or a word or a symbol that has some meaning for you or that connects to something that you're experiencing in your world right now. There are no wrong answers here, but take a moment and see what you notice first, what jumps out at you. Maybe make a note of that in your journal, and then we're going to look at it together. So this says, wheat and grains, you reap what you sow. Good fortune is on its way. And one of the things that I'm noticing here in this card is that this figure that is sitting here, this person, is sitting. They're resting. They're almost in a pose of expectation. They're waiting. You reap what you sow. Good fortune is on its way. This is a very Lughnasadh message, right? This is the first harvest. We've been working hard all year at sowing seeds, setting goals, thinking about what we want this year to look like, what we want to accomplish, what we want this year to feel like. And now we've got some harvesting to do. There's work coming up, right? We have to do the reaping. We have to go out there with our tools, and we have to bring in the abundance that we have contributed to. But there's also a moment to sit and pause and consider, before we go out there and do all that reaping and that harvesting, what have we grown? What has really grown in our lives? Think back to spring when you were thinking about what you wanted to harvest in summer, right? Think about what seeds you were planting in your life. If there were career goals, relationship goals, something you wanted to do, a project in your house. There are so many different ways, right? We can think about goal setting, about how we want to feel or be in the world. So I am going to encourage us for this first card. Reap what you sow. Good fortune is on its way. Let's take a few minutes here in our journal and write about what is ready to be harvested in your life. What is there an abundance of? What have you planted and grown that has really taken off and really grown well? And there's a lot of rewards to claim. What rewards can you claim in your life right now? What abundance is showing up in your life now? What goals did you set that you really achieved? This is a celebratory moment. We're looking at achievements. We're looking at what we've produced. We're looking at what we have created. We're looking at feelings that we wanted to have that have arrived. So take a few minutes here, make a list, free write without stopping to think about it. No one has to read this. No one has to look at this if you don't want them to. This is just for you. So take 3 minutes here and write. What are we harvesting? What's abundant in our lives right now? Remember to just keep writing whatever comes to your mind. There's no right or wrong answers. What's abundant in your life right now? What harvest did you grow that you are now able to gather? What rewards are coming into your life after a year of working towards them? Just write and write and write, and don't think about it. Just keep going for another minute. Okay, go ahead and wrap up that last thought. That is a very good Lughnasadh question. What rewards are we reaping in our life right now? What is abundant in our life? And now I've got another card that hopped out of the deck. So let's see what this one is. This one says bird feeder. And I'll let you look at that for a minute. Again, feel free to jot down in your journal any symbols, feelings, colors, words, or associations that jump out at you when you look at this card. What do you notice first? Make a note of that in your journal. And then when we're journaling together in a moment, you can go back to that and you can follow that thread if you'd like. You can say, hey, what does that symbol that I saw in that card mean to me? And how does that relate to what's happening in my life right now? I'm going to read what the card says. It says, bird feeder, every tiny action taken in the pursuit of growth is a powerful step in the right direction. And when I look at this card, oh my gosh, I don't know about anybody else, but when you look at this card, do you see so much going on? Oh my gosh. I am immediately kind of like, my first reaction when I look at this card, the first thing that jumps out at me is, whoa, there is a lot going on. Like it's almost chaos, but it's beautiful chaos, right? There's all of these flowers and leaves and birds and sunshine and wind. And there looks like there's some wheat stalks there. And there's this figure with this long flowing hair and there's this bright sunshine. And oh my gosh, there's so many things going on. It's like, I consider myself a bit of a maximalist. I love maximalist decor. And this is like maximalist, right? There's so much color. There's so much movement. There's so many symbols. There's so many things going on. And the message here is every tiny action taken in the pursuit of growth is a powerful step in the right direction. So I'm going to encourage you to write about whatever comes up for you. When you hear that, I'm going to ask you to just take your journal and just respond. Every tiny action taken is a powerful step. What steps are you taking towards your next chapter? We have 3 harvest festivals to celebrate. This is the first. Lughnasadh is the first harvest festival. And then we have Mabon, the fall equinox. And then we have Samhain, which is the final harvest. So there is still time. If there are things that haven't quite grown the way you've wanted them to, haven't quite come to fruition the way you had hoped, there is still time to think about how you want those to grow. There is still time to think about steps you can take to nurture them and maybe get them to the place you want them to be in. So yeah, I'm also going to say that looking at this picture, I don't think I want to do all of these things. I don't think I want the flowers and the sun and the birds and the leaves and the reading and the flowing hair and the wheat. It's too much. Maybe that's a lovely message for you. Maybe, yeah, I want to do all the things. I've got all this energy, this August summer sun energy. Great. Start journaling now. Write down a list of all the things you want to do, all the things you want to finish before school. You've got a lot of energy. Go. Write it all down. Capture that energy. If you're more like me, I'm going to think about what can I let go of? Which one of these things do I want to prioritize in my life? Which area of my life do I want to prioritize taking some future steps towards moving a little bit more energy into, a little bit more capacity, and maybe have another harvest here before wintertime comes and it'll be timed to do a little more introspection, a little more rest. So yeah, so let's take 3 minutes here in our journal to write about what steps can you take over the course of the next 6 weeks to either grow the things that maybe haven't grown in your life that maybe you want to, or if you're like me, what do you need to focus on most? What can you maybe leave off the list so that you can put more effort and energy into growing what you want to grow? What are you growing in your next 6 weeks, 3 months as we go into the harvest season? What still needs a little love in your life? 3 minutes of journaling here. Okay, finish up that last thought. I wasn't sure that I was going to pull 2 or 3 cards, but I'm feeling called to pull one last card just as kind of a wrap up, as a final message for our time together. I know this would be 20 minutes. We're already at 23. Feel free to pause if you need to and come back. But we're just going to do one final card here. Bread. Bread. Lughnasadh is a holiday where traditionally we bake bread. We are celebrating. It is the harvest season. We are going to reap all the rewards of all of the planting and all of the tending that we have done. This says, take the time to diligently practice and refine your craft. Success will follow as you savor each little victory along the way. I really love this because to me, this is a great way to wrap up the messaging and the questions that we've been asking ourselves so far. We've been asking ourselves, what are we ready to receive? What has grown really well? What rewards can we look forward to harvesting in our lives? And where do we need to put in a little extra work? Where do we need to focus? Maybe where do we need to prune? And this is a very celebratory card to me. The idea of savoring each little victory, I think, is such a lovely way to wrap this up. I'm not going to give us 3 minutes here because I want to honor your time. I want to make this under half an hour, but feel free to journal on that right now, what you're celebrating, what feels good, what you're savoring right now, right? It's such a different feeling than striving, working, planting, even harvesting. There's a lot of work in harvesting. We do have, that's what's so interesting about this first card, right? We have this figure that's resting and kind of waiting for those final minutes of the harvest where everything's grown just to the right point where they can gather them all together. But that takes work. It takes work to get out your tools, to get out in the field. We're talking very metaphorically here because that is what nature is showing us. Nature is showing us that whatever has been happening in your life, whatever you've been working on towards your life, now is the time to look at the abundance that you have, get out your tools, and get ready to bring those all in. And also think about maybe one final push before winter, what else you need to grow, what else you need to prune, and also, how are we going to revel in that abundance? How are we going to celebrate it? What are you going to do with all of those rewards of your hard work that are coming your way? Take a few minutes to pause here and write about that if you'd like. But otherwise, I'm just going to encourage us to say, yes, we have worked so hard this year. Listen, even if it's been a really challenging year for you this year, even if you've just been chopping wood, carrying water, and the most work you have done has gone into just getting out of bed in the morning and just taking care of yourself, well done. Well done. We're all in different places in our life. We're all human. We all have different privileges, different access to different resources. We all start off at different points. We all have different boundaries. We all have different obstacles. We all have different things going in our lives. And so if what you have accomplished this year is getting through, staying strong, staying committed to your own health and well-being, good for you. Congratulations. Revel in it. Enjoy it. Give yourself a little extra treat today. I can't talk. Buy yourself the $2 iced coffee. Give yourself that delicious long bath. Go outside and lay under your favorite tree. Celebrate today that you have done the hard work of surviving this year, of taking care of yourself this year. And if there are other things going on in your life, some of you I know are celebrating promotions at work or big career things that have happened. Some of you have lovely, wonderful relationships in your life. Grab that partner, grab that paycheck, grab what you have worked hard for and take it today and go celebrate with it. Go enjoy it. Go revel in it. Life is hard. The world is a shit show. We need to remember to focus on joy as well. Joy is what gives us energy and motivation to keep going, to care for ourselves, to care for each other, to be in community, to advocate for the important things that we need to be advocating for in the world. So celebrate today your abundance. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you liked this format. If you did, please comment, please email me, please tell me if you liked this, and if you would like to do more with oracle cards, maybe some collective readings I'm considering bringing to my Substack. So let me know how you liked this, how you enjoyed it. Please share with friends if you did. I would love for your friends to be able to come enjoy this with us as well. So again, thank you for your support. Thank you for celebrating with me. Happy Lughnasadh. I will see you all at Mabon. Bye, friends. Thank you.